So here we are back in Flourish, and we're looking at that bar chart data page, right? So if we go back to the preview, we can see that this is sort of the sample bar chart that they're using for the template. And now if we take a look at that data, we can actually go ahead and upload our own data. So let's go ahead and do that just by clicking on this button here. And what that does is that takes us to a browser, and we are going to select VIC 3002 sample flourish data and choose that. All right. Now you can see here on this little window that we have all sorts of choices here from the different sheets that we created in Excel. So we're going to go with county populations edited. So it's all of our edited ones that we're going to be using for our data visualizations. So once you have that selected, we just hit continue. And because we're using the free version of Flourish, we're going to have to import our information publicly. All right, so if we wanted to go private, we would have to pay a subscription fee. So we'll go ahead and import publicly, and we get the message that those were imported, and we will begin to take a look at what we have here. All right, so if we look over here on the right-hand column, we can see that we've got column A, which is going to be our label and or time, so that looks about right. And our values are going to be columns B through E, right? But we only have B, C, and D. So let's edit this to say B through D, all right? So we'll punch that in. And then once we've done that, we can go ahead and hit preview and see how close we are. All right, so you can see right off the bat that we have Lee County, Charlotte County, and Collier County. And we have 1980, 90, 2000, 2010, and 2019 numbers. So this is looking pretty good. When we roll over each bar, we get a value from the data, and this is pretty good. So there are all sorts of different ways we can set this up, though. So we can arrange it in a single chart like it is now, or we can actually do a grid of charts, and that will break up our three counties into their own individual charts. And so that's not so bad. And then there are all sorts of modes that you can go through here, and things that you can set up. And I urge you to explore those. But right now, I think we're just going to take a quick shortcut, and we're going to go out to the layout, or I'm sorry, the header and the footer. Let's just do the header and the footer, and we'll save that and see what happens. Okay, so for the title, we're going to say Southwest Florida County populations, or population growth. All right, it would be nice if we could spell this right. We'll get there, I promise. Southwest Florida County population growth. All right, and then we'll skip over the subtitle, and we can just say 1980 to 2019 down here under the text. So you can see that that is starting to show up here. We're getting the title up here, and then the text down there. So the header is sort of getting into place. And then for the footer, we're going to have our source and our credits. So here we have source label, and I'm going to go ahead and skip that, and I'm going to make my own source down here in the note and say source is the Census Bureau. All right, and the secondary note is going to be our credit, and so I'm going to say graphic by Michael Donlin. All right, and then return, we should see those show up here too. Those look a little big, so what I'm going to do is actually edit those so that they appear a little bit smaller. So we do that up here. For the size, I'm going to take that down to like a 0.75, and for the color, I'm going to lighten that up to sort of a medium gray, something like that. And if we wanted to expand on the description, and I encourage you to, we could go back to the header, and where we have text, let's just expand on that and say something along the lines of, here's a look at how the 3 leading counties in Southwest Florida have grown since 1980. All right, so let's take a look and see if I have any more spelling errors in there. Okay, and that looks reasonably good. So we're just gonna again go to the end and hit return, and that'll get plugged in here. Now if we wanted to make this smaller too, we can change all the sizing in here and so forth, but for the most part this should probably be okay. So why don't we go ahead and save this, or export it. Let's do that. So we'll go to export, publish and share, publish to share and embed, and we're going to go ahead and do that, and it gives us another little warning, and we don't need a password to open it, so we're just going to hit publish. And right off the bat here we get our embed code or div tag to put into our WordPress posts. So it's pretty straightforward. You can also download the HTML, and you can download an image of your chart if you wanted to. You could download a PNG, a JPEG, or an SVG, which is actually a vector file that you can edit in a vector program like Illustrator. So it's pretty straightforward, and I am looking forward to seeing your work. So take care, and next we'll move on to pie charts. So that should be good. All right, see you soon.